Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Counting on alum. Johannah Duggar is one of the few family members who still doesn't have a social media account. It also appears that it will stay that way for a while due to Jim Bob and Michelle's decision to leave the online world for good following the CSAM arrest of their son Josh in April 2021. Johannah would appear in some of her older sister's vlogs and social media posts. But some fans think Johannah may have dodged a huge bullet with a criminal. Keep reading to see why. Counting on. How's Johannah Duggar today? One of the last appearances of Johannah was on Jana's vlog, where they traveled around Nebraska. Johannah likes to visit her oldest sister, who got married to Stephen Wisman on August 14, 2024. Michelle and Jim Bob even came over with their younger kids to help out Jana with the renovation of her Nebraska home. Many fans were shocked by how big Johannah has become. She's already 19 years old, making some think that she's already setting herself up for a courtship. But some Counting On fans discovered that Johannah may have actually dodged a bullet after nearly getting into a relationship with a criminal. Johannah dodged a bullet with a criminal. Some Counting On fans on social media discussed the recent charges that James Carver Bowers is facing. He's a known family friend of the Duggars and allegedly courted Johannah. James was charged with sexual abuse of a child. Many were shocked about his arrest, which is not far from Josh's CSAM case. Several commenters couldn't believe that Johannah almost turned her life into Anna's, who's reportedly struggling to raise her kids while her husband serves his time in prison. Yes. What a horrible situation. I think he courted Johannah for a while. Thank goodness she didn't pick him. Sucks for his wife he married though. He's married to Haley Bowers now. I wonder if she'll be taking the Anna route and sticking beside him or not. She just posted a video with him a couple days ago and most of her account is gushing over him and their Jesus first relationship. What a joke. One of his wife's most recent Insta posts says, "If we woke up tomorrow and lost everything, I would still feel like the luckiest girl in the world to be able to do life with you." I wonder if she still feels that way. Counting On. Is there a courtship in the Duggar family today? There are currently no official courtships in the Duggar family today. However, there are speculations that James Duggar is already making his moves on a member of the Langdon family. This comes after he was spotted spending time with them numerous times. Unfortunately, James has also been on and off social media, making it difficult to get updates about his love life. Jason was the last family member to get married. The Counting On alum tied the knot with Maddie Grace on October 3, 2024. The Duggar family, once celebrated as the epitome of conservative Christian values on TLC's 19 Kids and Counting and its spin-off Counting On, has been marred by scandal, controversy, and criminal activity, primarily due to the actions of the eldest son, Josh Duggar. While much attention has been paid to Josh's crimes, his siblings have had to navigate the fallout of his actions, often in the public eye. Among them is Johannah Duggar, one of the younger Duggar daughters, who has largely avoided the intense scrutiny faced by her older siblings. This essay explores how Johannah Duggar, by virtue of her age, position in the family, and the timing of her public exposure, may have dodged a bullet in escaping the worst of the Duggar family's scandals. Unlike her older sisters, Jill, Jessa, Jinger, and Joy Anna, who were victims of Josh's molestation and later forced to publicly address the abuse, Johannah was shielded from direct victimization and the media frenzy that followed. Additionally, by the time Johannah reached adulthood, the family's reality TV fame had waned, sparing her from the intense scrutiny her older siblings endured. We will examine 1. The Duggar family's rise and fall, how their public image collapsed due to Josh's crimes. 2. Johannah's position in the family, why she was less affected than her older siblings. 3. The aftermath of Counting On's cancellation, how the show's end altered the family's public presence. 4. The psychological and social impact on the younger Duggars, how Johannah and her younger siblings may have benefited from reduced exposure. 5. A comparison to other Duggar children, why some siblings faced more backlash than others. By analyzing these factors, we can understand how Johannah, unlike her sisters, avoided the worst of the Duggar family's controversies. 1. The Duggar family's rise and fall. The Duggar family first gained fame in 2008 with 17 kids and counting, later expanded to 19 kids and counting. The show portrayed them as a devout, close-knit family adhering to strict Christian principles, including modesty, courtship rather than dating, and opposition to birth control. However, their carefully crafted image began to unravel in 2015 when it was revealed that Josh Duggar had molested 5 underage girls, including 4 of his sisters, when he was a teenager. The scandal led to 19 Kids and Counting's cancellation, but TLC attempted to salvage the franchise with Counting On, focusing on the adult Duggar children, excluding Josh. However, in 2021, Josh was arrested and later convicted on federal charges of receiving and possessing child pornography, leading to Counting On's abrupt cancellation. Josh's molestation scandal 2015. The first major blow to the family's reputation, exposing systemic issues in how the abuse was handled. Ashley Madison scandal 2015. Josh was also exposed for infidelity via the Ashley Madison data breach, further damaging the family's wholesome image. Child pornography conviction 2021. The final nail in the coffin, resulting in a 12.5-year prison sentence. These scandals forced the older Duggar children into the spotlight to defend or distance themselves from Josh, but Johannah, being much younger, was largely spared. 2. Johannah's position in the family. Why she avoided the worst. Johannah Duggar, born in 2005, was only 10 years old when the first molestation scandal broke in 2015. By the time Josh was convicted in 2021, she was 16, still a minor and not yet in the public eye as an adult. Unlike her older sisters, who were victims of Josh's abuse or forced to publicly address it, Johannah was never implicated in any scandal. Factors that shielded her. Age. She was too young to be involved in the early controversies. Limited screen time. Counting On primarily focused on the older, married Duggars, meaning Johannah had little individual exposure. Parental control. Jim Bob and Michelle tightly managed their children's public personas, especially the younger ones, while Jill, Jessa, Jinger, and Joy-Anna had to participate in interviews, including a controversial Megyn Kelly segment to discuss Josh's abuse. Johannah was never put in that position. 3. The aftermath of Counting On's cancellation. When Counting On was canceled in 2021 following Josh's arrest, the Duggar family lost their primary platform. This had 2 major effects on Johannah. 1. Reduced public scrutiny. Without a TV show, the younger Duggars were no longer under constant media observation. 2. Financial and social consequences. The family's income from TLC dried up, but Johannah, unlike her older siblings, had not built her adult life around the show's fame. By contrast, siblings like Jessa and Jill had already established public identities tied to the show, making it harder for them to escape the association with Josh's crimes. 4. The psychological and social impact on the younger Duggars. Growing up in a family embroiled in scandal undoubtedly affected Johannah, but she may have benefited from less direct trauma. Unlike her older sisters, she was not a victim of Josh's abuse. More privacy. With the show canceled, she could live a relatively normal life away from cameras. Different upbringing. The older Duggars were raised during the peak of the family's fame, while the younger ones experienced a more subdued lifestyle post-scandal. 5. Comparison to other Duggar children. Vertical bar. Sibling vertical bar exposure to scandals. Vertical bar impact. Vertical bar. vertical bar, vertical bar, vertical bar, vertical bar, vertical bar. Jill, Jessa, Jinger, Johanna. Vertical bar molestation victims forced to do PR for Josh. Vertical bar publicly scrutinized, emotionally burdened. Vertical bar. Vertical bar. Johannah Duggar. Vertical bar faced child endangerment charge 2021. Vertical bar moderate scrutiny, but less than older sisters. Vertical bar. Vertical bar. Johannah Duggar. Vertical bar no direct involvement in scandals. Vertical bar minimal public backlash. Vertical bar. Johannah's experience contrasts sharply with her sisters, highlighting how timing and age played a role in her ability to avoid the worst of the fallout. Did Johannah truly dodge a bullet? While no Duggar child has entirely escaped the shadow of Josh's crimes, Johannah's younger age and lower public profile allowed her to avoid the worst of the family's scandals. Unlike her older sisters, she was never forced to defend Josh, testify in court, or participate in damage control interviews. However, the Duggar name remains tarnished and Johannah may still face challenges due to her family's history. Yet, compared to the public and personal turmoil endured by her siblings, she has indeed dodged a bullet by growing up in relative obscurity after the family's fall from grace. The older Duggars bore the brunt of the scandals. Johannah's youth shielded her from direct involvement. The cancellation of counting on allowed her to live more privately. In the end, Johannah's story is one of quiet survival in a family whose darkest secrets were exposed to the world.